All right, Aquaman full spoiler discussion review. Dave,
Chris.
Start us off here. What do we got?
Like I said in the review, it's unapologetically comic booky, and it loves
Definitely.
It said someone said online that they didn't mention the Justice League at all. They did very briefly in one line of the movie, but they watching.
They mentioned Steppenwolf from Justice League.
I'm thinking, where's the timeline here? Because I was a little confused when it starts up. Like, is this before? Is this after? Like, what are we going to see? But it kind of pushes that immediately. You're like, oh, okay, this is after Steppenwolf. I get it. This is his life continuing on. Maybe it's me. But I thought the opening scene with these two, Nicole Kidman and the other guy, I don't know his name.
She's the Queen of Atlantis.
The Queen of Atlantis. I believed their love story. And I know it was only like a minute long, but I'm like, okay,
it started the movie off, and I was all about it.
Yeah, I was like, okay, this is a serious note, and it does it well. And
it was lighthearted moments, all that. Like,
I was like, all right,
introduced Aquaman as a baby and middle school kid, and then a teenager.
I thought they did his flashbacks to his past very well. I like how they integrate with the story, and unlike Man of Steel, how they took way too much time.
The teenage actor wasn't the best.
Well, no, but I mean, as far as taking the time away from the movie, it just brought it up real quick.
They blended it in really well.
Better than Man of Steel did, and better than most other movies where it shows the past. It just integrated it when they moved the camera around. You see him as a child, and then moves right back to as an adult. Yeah, I like that.
It wasn't awkward.
No,
that's the thing. It wasn't awkward.
No, it was good. The only issue I really have with the movie, besides the cheese, and we'll get into that later, and you can just unload on that part. I did wind up not liking the villain, which you're not supposed to like the villain, obviously. You're
Patrick Wilson?
Yes, you're supposed to hate the villain. You're supposed to hate, the Black Mantis is in it. You're not supposed to like these people.
Manta.
Right? Mantis,
Come
whatever.
on,
Patata. The whole point is, he was the bad guy, all right? Now,
Patrick Wilson, he's the king of Atlantis.
Right, but those characters hate each other, but you don't understand as a moviegoer going, wait, why do you hate him again? It's not really put on you real quick, like, oh yeah, I guess because she's dead. But they didn't really draw that out enough. I just kind of slapped it up there, like he hates him, like, oh, okay, well, yeah.
I kind of got it from like, okay,
I
whatever.
got it, but I didn't get it enough. I wasn't as invested as Aquaman was in hating this character, and I thought they could have drawn that a little bit more of, hey, this is why I hate this guy, and this is why I want to get revenge. And they just kind of threw that up there a little bit.
Well, I want to go into one of my favorite scenes in the movie.
Oh, go ahead.
They go to Italy. Oh. At one point,
now, are you saying this is sarcastic?
No, this is actually, I thought this was like some of my favorite part of the movie.
All right.
And this is probably over halfway point of the movie.
Yes,
they're looking for this trident,
right.
The king's trident, and they're on this like national treasure search, and they go through and they get to Italy, and Black Manta, after creating this suit with the Atlantean technology.
Yeah, which I thought was absurd, but continue.
Oh, I don't care. He looked awesome.
He did look great.
He looked awesome.
The whole creation was stupid.
Whatever.
Continue.
It's a comic book movie.
I know.
Give me a break. But they're being tracked. Aquaman and Mira,
whatever.
And it leads into this great scene, a great fight between Aquaman and Manta, and then Mira's fighting like all these Atlantean henchmen, and the way the camera was panning back and forth between the rooftops of Italy, watching the Aquaman and Manta fight, and like all the laser blasts and everything going on, and then her running across the rooftops. Just the way the camera was going back and forth between the two of them, and you could see it in the background of her running and these henchmen like following her, and I thought it had some excellent fight scenes, and that's
what I said about. Yeah, I think this fight scene.
I just really liked that part.
And the camera work on there, I would agree, was absolutely great. I did think the fight was a little underwhelming at the end parts. That's just me.
The last act?
No, not the last. When his fight with Black Manta, all right, I thought it was a little underwhelming. I kind of want a little bit more, but I realized they kind of shoehorned this character in there. Like, he's not the main antagonist. I get that.
He's gonna be the main
He's gonna
antagonist.
be. Yeah, we know that. I mean, with the mid-credit scene, it's just, I knew he would survive, and everyone else did too. It wasn't a surprise to me. No, I thought it was well done. Now, I will say like I said, the archaeology scenes were, I think it took me out of the movie. I was no longer watching Aquaman.
The Sahara Desert.
I knew that scene was going to be stupid. And now, here's where I'm thinking, who greenlit this part? Who said this is a good idea? He sinks through the sand. They slide down the slide through bones and whatnot.
That had a really corny dialogue part.
Corny dialogue, and he rescues her at the end, and they go in. This magical thing heats up, and I'm going, I could pee on it. Oh my Yeah, great line.
I actually
great
didn't
line.
mind that line.
I thought it was just. Okay,
I actually didn't mind
it. wasn't
it.
as bad. It was fine compared to the rest of the part. That's why you have no issue with it. The whole you didn't need to introduce it that way. You could it was a waste for them to slide down this stuff and experience this whole thing when it could have been done a lot simpler. And it took me out of the experience. I thought I was watching Indiana Jones, but a cheesy Netflix version of it. I didn't like that.
That was
scene.
only a 2-minute portion of the movie.
True. It just took
So
me out
it
of
wasn't
it a little
bad,
bit.
but it did create just this
I liked her on the plane. I liked her experiencing life on the land. I thought that part was
she didn't
pretty
like
cool.
heights.
Yeah.
All that stuff. I didn't care that they jumped out of the plane. In the preview, it looked stupid why they jumped out of the plane.
See, I think they could have
watching in the movie. It was like, oh, they jumped out of a plane, but they
Right.
can do that because they're powerful.
I thought that was an opportunity to show her wait, what am really out of your league here? Hell, I'm high above the ground. I can't swim, and being afraid of heights. But she just jumps right in. How do you know you're going to live or not?
She probably done
I
something
know.
like that.
I thought that part was forced on us, and I thought you could have done a lot better. You didn't need to go to the Sahara. You could have gone right to that pit. Just gone right to it. Why do you need to go to the Sahara to unlock this thing? For what purpose? Just go right to the bottomless abyss or whatever and get it that way. Why?
Now,
it doesn't make any sense to
For
me.
those that are listening, the bottom they have to get
Well,
the
hopefully
King's
you've seen this
Trident.
movie at the
I'm just
point,
saying, if
yeah.
anybody wants to know, they get the King's they get a map to the King's Trident out in the Sahara Desert. They find
Nicolas
they
Cage
go.
is
They
there.
have to go to Italy and find where the next
Yes.
point is and where the Trident is. So
The Declaration of
there's
Independence
this
is involved.
literal it's called the Valley of the Abyss or something, all the way down at the depths of the ocean. So they have to go down there, which actually was a cool scene. I thought.
I liked the underground or the center of the earth.
But he eventually goes and finds the Trident
right
down there.
I liked her being there. I knew that she would be alive. We all did. They did.
I thought real quick. She was great.
She was great. No, and like I said, all
her
the characters
powers
that supported, yeah,
and
it was great.
everything were so cool. I mean, she could alter water or I guess liquids. Mira. She could alter liquids and create liquid spikes. And
they didn't show that enough. I didn't think.
It was. She was awesome. She never needed help. She was saving Aquaman half the time.
You said this on the way over. You're only because we don't talk about the movie before we get here. And all you said is, DC does women better than Marvel does. And I can't agree more.
Yeah, their women kick butt.
Yes.
You watch a movie, you're like, oh, Wonder Woman, she's awesome. And Miri, you're like, she's awesome. I'm like,
the girl
put
from
more
Man of Steel.
Man is
awesome. The villain.
The general.
Right, the general's, I can't remember.
Zod's right hand, whatever her name is. She was awesome. It
was great.
And I'm like, okay, let's, throw some more in. They don't need help from anybody.
No, they're their own person. It's not they're not trying to be anybody. They're not going, look at me, I'm a woman, I can do it. They stand on their own, and it's great. Marvel, take a note. This is how you do this correctly. I thought Black Manta was fine. I liked his character, and I liked the beginning of the scene with the submarine of him choosing not to save the guy, which I actually agree with. I'm like, well, you are pirates, and this is you reap what you sow here, buddy. But
Black Manta just has a revenge out for
which is understandable. You get him. Totally get him.
And Black Manta was cool. He was just barely in the movie, but it was enough of a tease and enough to understand why he just hates Aquaman and what's taken from him.
Let that character build.
It's like, let's see it. I'm all about it. He'll definitely be in the second movie.
I hope to see a second movie.
There will be. Guaranteed.
I know I'm jumping a little ahead here, but even the very end of the movie, like in the original
We're just jumping all over
the
place.
original Spider-Man's how Spider-Man swings away at the end. It's just this Marvel, the orchestra strikes up, and it's this beautiful scene, and you're like, yeah, that's my superhero. They've been missing that for quite a while. And Aquaman,
at the end,
beautifully done. Well, he makes
it was
speech.
great.
He comes up out of the water and he's like, "Yeah, I'm Aquaman." I was like, "Yeah, that gives you the chills."
And
well
the nerdgasm
done.
part was when, after he gets the Trident, the King's Trident, he actually gets the Aquaman suit.
Yes,
and it looks great.
And he calls forth all the ocean creatures.
Oh man,
which
was
is
that
Aquaman's
great?
power? And I thought
at the very end, the way it ends, he just flies through the water.
Yes.
All the way through the surface and busts through, and it's just like the sun behind him, and just the suit. It looks great.
It
looks great.
There was care put into this.
Yeah, his suit was sweet. I was always wondering why he didn't have it, like in the Justice League. Where's your suit, dude?
Right. Where's the kind of gold
people
suit?
always thought like, oh, it's just because the tattoos. Like, is that supposed to be like?
I guess that's what they were trying to do, but I guess who knows? Maybe they had this all planned out. I can't imagine they did, because it seems like this whole DC thing's just been thrown together. Yeah. Like we said, this was in a step in the right direction. Definitely. And if they're going to ever bring back Henry Cavill as Superman. Not Ben Affleck, but I think this is that. This is that direction, the way that you're looking.
Hopefully, going forward, Shazam is a positive,
I hope so.
commercial and critical success.
I think it will be,
but
who's to know?
And then I think Wonder Woman's still slated, so this is probably going to make a good amount of money. I liked it.
I thoroughly enjoyed it. I thought it was a lot of fun. It was definitely and I just go back to the fight scenes a little bit. They seemed a little more violent than your typical Marvel movie.
They were.
Did they not?
Yeah.
And all the DC movies have done that. Like when the Batman scene in Batman vs Superman was extremely violent. It was awesome. And I think they're doing that in here too. A lot more cuts and stabs and people slamming people's heads into stuff. You don't get that Marvel stuff. Yeah. It's a little more tame when they're beating down people.
Yeah.
That's why I said I liked the fight scenes. There was no shaky cam involved. You saw what was happening.
Yeah. I'm all about the majority of their decisions they made for this movie.
Yeah, the only issue I had was the cheese and some of that the archaeology stuff, which I thought was absurd.
No comic book movie has been perfect.
No, but I thought,
but this had some
definitely
had some cheese in it. But overall,
yeah. And if I'm looking forward to another one, and hopefully the DC universe continues on this upward trend. And please, for the love of God, you just had one stinker. Well, 1.5 stinkers. All right, 1.5. Well, 2.
About 3.
Okay, 2.5.